the parts of the humerus. Like there are three parts. Okay, that is upper end, lower end, and also the shaft. So this upper end, it has head, neck. Okay, not only head and neck, there is presence of a greater tubercle, lesser tubercle, and also the intertubercular sulcus. Okay, so the head. Okay, so in this head, it faces superomedially, which articulates with the glenoid cavity of the scapula. Okay, so the head which faces superomedially. Okay, and also there is an attachment of the glenoid cavity of the scapula. You will see this diagrammatical representation, you will see. So there is a attachment of the scapula with the help of the glenoid cavity, the humerus of the head. Okay, it faces superomedially, which articulates with the glenoid cavity of the scapula. Okay, to form a joint, and that joint we are called as a shoulder joint. Okay, so there is an attachment, means articulates with the glenoid cavity of the scapula to form a joint. That joint we are called as a shoulder joint. Okay, so the neck is constricted part which is present in between the head and also the tubercle. Okay, so in this diagram, in this diagrammatical representation, you will see. So the neck, okay, which is present in between the tubercle and also the head. In between the tubercle and head, there is a presence of a neck. Okay, and also there is an attachment of the capsular ligament of the shoulder joint. Okay, there is an attachment of the capsular ligament of the shoulder joint. So this is a neck. Okay, so in this neck, it can be divided into a greater tubercle, lesser tubercle, and also the intertubercular sulcus. Okay, so you will see this is a lesser tubercle, and also this is a greater tubercle, and also in between these two there is an intertubercular sulcus present. Okay, so in this so it's a bony elevated structure. Okay, greater tubercle is a bony elevated structure. So this is a bony elevated structure. This is a greater tubercle. Okay, it's a bony elevated structure, and also there is an insertion of SIT muscle. Okay, SIT, S means serratus. Okay, I means infraspinatus, and T means teres minor. Okay, so this is a serratus, and also the infraspinatus, and also the teres minor, means there is an insertion of these three muscles. Okay, the greater tubercle, which is a presence of three muscles. Okay, actually it's an elevated structure, and also there is an insertion of three muscles, that is supraspinatus, okay, and also infraspinatus, and also teres minor muscle. So the lesser tubercle, there is an insertion of subscapularis muscle. Okay, this is a lesser tubercle. Okay, there is an insertion of the muscle. That muscle we are called as subcapsularis muscle. Okay, subscapularis muscle. And also you will see this intertubercular sulcus, it has two lips, two tubercles, and one depressed area. Okay, so two lips means lateral lip and also the medial lip, and also one depressed area and two tubercles. And you will see the two lips. Okay, they are lateral and also the medial. So in this lateral lip, there is an attachment of the pectoralis major muscle, and also the medial, there is an attachment of the teres major muscle, medial lip. Okay, so and also the one depressed area. Okay, in this depressed area, there is the insertion of the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay, with the help of latissimus dorsi muscle insertion, and also two tubercles. So the lower end, it has capitulum, trochlea, medial epicondyle, lateral epicondyle, radial fossa, coronoid fossa, and also the olecranian fossa. This is the lower end. Okay, fossas to trochlea, capitulum, and also epicondyles are also to medial and also the lateral. So we will see the capitulum. So in this, there is an attachment of the radius bone, means superior arterial surface of the radius bone, which articulates with the capitulum, means the capitulum which is articulates with the radius bone. Okay, to form a joint. That joint we are called as a Femoral-radial joint. So the trochlea, actually it's a pulley shaped which articulates with the trochlear notch of the ulna, and to form a joint, that joint we are called as a humeroulnar joint. Okay, so this is a trochlea, okay, which articulates ulna to form a joint, humeroulnar joint. And you will see this medial epicondyle. So in this medial epicondyle, which is present, okay, which is present in the medial side of the inferior end of the humerus. Okay, there is a presence of a flexor group muscle. Okay, there is an origination of common point, flexor group muscle. Okay, and also the lateral epicondyle. Okay, in this lateral epicondyle, there is a presence of a lateral side of the inferior end of the humerus. Okay, so means, and also there is a common origin point, that is a extensor group muscle. What is the differences between these two? Means there is a flexor group muscle is a common origin point of the medial epicondyle, and extensor group muscle is a common origin point of the lateral epicondyle. Okay, and you will see this radial fossa and also coronoid fossa, and also olecranian fossa. These two are depressed area, okay, which is present just above the capsulum, that is a radial fossa, which is present in just above the trochlea, that is a coronoid fossa. So which is during flexion, head of the radius enters into the radial fossa. So in this olecranian fossa, which is present just above the capsulum and also the trochlea. Okay, both. Only one trochlea, that is a coronoid. Only one present at above that of the capillum, that is a radial. Okay, so when capsulum and trochlea both, okay, just above the capsulum and trochlea, which is presence of a olecranian fossa. Okay, so in this diagram you will see in this lower side, so the olecranian, radial and coronoid fossas are depressed areas. Okay, so this is a radial fossa and also this is a coronoid fossa, and posterior side we will see this olecranian fossa, which is depressed areas. Okay, so which is present just above the trochlea, that is a coronoid fossa. Okay, coronoid fossa, and also which is present just above the capsulum. Okay, just above the capsulum, that is a radial fossa. Okay, so this is a radial fossa just which is present just above the capsulum, and also the olecranian fossa, which is present just above the both capsulum and also the trochlea. So you will see this is the posterior side of the olecranian fossa, so which is present just above the both trochlea and also the capsulum. Okay, so this is a lower end. The shaft, you will see it has three surfaces and also three borders. So surfaces like anterior medial surface, anterolateral surface and also the posterior surface. So you will see in this diagrammatical representation, so this is a anteromedial surface, okay, and also this is a anterolateral surface, and also this is a posterior surface, okay, which is present posterior aspect. So it's a posterior surface, okay, anterolateral surface, medial surface and also anterolateral surface of the shaft. So in this anteromedial and also the anterolateral surface, there is a origination of the brachialis muscle. Okay, so anteromedial surface and anterolateral surface, there is a origination of the brachialis muscle. Okay, so and you will see these borders like anterior border, medial border and also the lateral border. So you will see this diagram. So this is a medial border, okay, and also this is a lateral border, and also this is the anterior border. Okay, so this is the surfaces and also borders of the shaft. Okay, and you will see lateral and medial, lateral head and also the medial head. So there is a posterior surface of the shaft of the humerus. Okay, means lateral head of the triceps and also the medial head of the triceps. Okay, there is a originates from the posterior surface of the shaft of the humerus. Okay, so lateral head of the triceps and also the medial head of the triceps, there is a originates from the posterior surface of the shaft of the humerus. Okay, and you will see in between the lateral head of the triceps and medial head of the triceps. Okay, So there is a groove. That groove we are called as spiral groove. There is a presence of a groove in between lateral head of triceps and also the medial head of the tricep. There is a groove, one groove. That groove we are called as spiral groove. So in this spiral groove there is a radial nerves and also atria, profunda brachii, okay, which all are passes by the help of this groove. Okay, so this is a shaft. So this is the second part of the video. So thank you for watching video, and please subscribe to my nursing study cycle channel, and thank you all.